How many people have hurt you, and how many times have you bounced back? At this point in my life, the amount of people who have hurt me is countless. Some I remember their faces, some I don't, but I remember what they did to me. And I'm so grateful for every single person who is no longer in my life, for every friendship, relationship, acquaintance that completely shattered me in some way, that is no longer here because it led me to everything that I am now, to the life that I'm living now, to the mentality that I have now. And before I begin talking about all the great things that came from it, let's rewind a little bit. I am grateful for the relationship that completely broke my spirit and all that encompassed my true self. I loved who I was, and I was the most myself that I could possibly be. I'm glad to have been strong enough to go through every single moment of embarrassment, of hurt, of pain. And although I completely lost myself and tried to numb it all with outside sources, it led me to want more out of life. Because of you, I finally tried meditation. I denied my brother time and time again because I didn't understand it. And one day I was fed up. I was fed up that I didn't know how to deal with you. And 3 hours later of meditating with my brother, I felt happiness again and a feeling of nirvana. And I walked outside and everything looked like I had an HD filter over my eyes. I will never forget this. I walked back into our home. I was no longer as miserable as you had made me. I was no longer as miserable as you felt. And I was no longer going to allow you to make me live the life that you were living. Your demons were no longer mine, and this allowed me to ultimately detach myself from you and rebuild my self-esteem. The day that I left was the day that I started living again. And not only that, it changed you too. Now, the person who thought he owned my body, who made me feel damaged, who made me question my self-worth and will to live, I am grateful that I became even stronger. Strong enough to know someday I will look into the mirror again. It gave me grit, it gave me power, and I was not able to ask for help before any of this. I had to become vulnerable and say things and do things that I didn't want to do, but I needed to do in order to survive this portion of my life. And for many years, I didn't know who I was. The person that I had rebuilt myself to be was gone again. I didn't know what would become of me, but I learned that no matter what, my life mattered. And it mattered much more than whatever you did to me. I am grateful that I was strong enough to live and to know that everything that happened was not my fault. And that night, I called the person who would ultimately betray me, who had planned an entire life with me, who took the only bit of hope and joy I had left in my heart. You made me feel crazy, like I was selfish for not wanting to sacrifice my entire life for you. I am grateful that all of your lies led to me wanting and having real happiness from the pain you caused me came the most beautiful portion of my entire life. Because of all the people who have hurt me, because of all the people who have hurt me, not only the ones that I mentioned, but everyone in between, every person who took a part of me with them at some point in my life, I am grateful. I was left with nothing but a bare soul. And little did I know that out of nothingness, everything could grow. I learned that no one could ever take my happiness away because I created it. I have rebuilt myself as a new person who doesn't allow anything less than what I give to myself. Anything less than kindness, anything less than compassion and real love. People can hurt you your entire life, but it is up to you to rise above it and continue moving forward for your sanity and for your mental health. Please forgive the people who have hurt you. Forgiving them will give you so much peace of mind. It will completely change your life and your outlook and your mindset. Every single thing will start to change. And the only thing that you will accept is true love. And I mean this from family, from friends, from anybody that you meet. All the beautiful things that life has to offer, it will come back tenfold, trust me. I thought I would never be in this position. I never thought happiness existed. I never thought that there could be life with chaos, but also happiness. I always thought that, wow, so many negative things, so many negative people. I guess this is what life is, you know? But it doesn't have to be. And maybe what you're going through isn't as bad or as heavy as the things that I have mentioned today. And maybe I didn't go into specifics, but you could always change your life for the better at any moment in time. And I know I haven't spoken too much about my spiritual awakening, but that really happened at a point of desperation to be happy. And today someone allowed me to regroup, reflect, and learn even more about myself. We both had defining moments through our conversations today, and it allowed me to see in practice how much I have grown as a person, how much I have really gained love, not only for myself, but for other people. As a human being, but also as a spiritual being. And being seen and being heard and understood is incredible. And I really want to thank this person for being kind and understanding, which is not something that you get very often, you know, especially from people that you don't really know. And I think that's when people are the most happy. You know, when let's say a stranger does something nice to you, you're just like, wow, the world isn't all bad. You know, the world can be great. We can have more of this. I come from such a loving family, and I think that has allowed me to see the purity in others. And when someone is being truly kind with me, and I am forever grateful for my siblings and my mother and even my father, who is no longer here. they have just, I mean, even they have to deal with the new person that I am. You know, think about it. Someone was miserable for a very long time and maybe they can see it and now she's completely happy. This has only made me a better person, a sister, a daughter, a friend. And while I don't have many friends, because again, I got rid of many people in my life, there is one person who made me believe in friendships again and in real human love. You are incredible. My talents are now shining because of our reconnection last October. You reminded me that I am not too much and that my crazy dreams are completely possible. Your kindness has made a difference in my life, and you know exactly who you are. Today was another step into realizing that all I've wanted to become as a person, as a woman, as a human being, as a spiritual being, I have achieved and still putting into practice. I come from a place of nothing, but I lead with love before anything else. And this means letting go with love. So much can change within yourself and those you connect with if you lead with love in everything that you say or do. I just want to remind you all that chaos will always exist. Obstacles will come up, but it truly matters how one reacts and responds. Thank you again for listening, and I know today was a different kind of episode, but I wanted to stay true to the day that I had, and I couldn't speak about anything else but this. So I really hope that it resonated with some of you and that it helped some of you as well. Don't forget to follow me at Living Off Grit, and just a reminder that there's only 2 episodes left in this season until the new year comes and the new season begins.